IEEE has two very important tools. First is the B tool. Second, later on came the IEEE OU Analytics. So as the term itself is vTool, here V stands for volunteers. So whenever from a student branch to IEEE headquarters, wherever there is a volunteer and he is reporting something, he's making some record of the activities of the office or anything, everything goes to vTool. So that's why it's called a volunteer tool or vTool. Now, if you are holding any position in your branch, it could be branch chair, branch counselor, advisor, or vice chair, secretary, treasurer, any position that is involved in managing the IEEE unit, then one should know the IEEE tool, because that is the first place where we need to report anything that is happening. So whenever there is an activity, we need to report that on vTool. Whenever there is change in office bearers, we need to report on vTool. So in a sense, IEEE tool is a kind of archive of our data. It is a way of reporting everything to IEEE headquarters. So someone might be branch chair, but you have been appointed as a branch chair by your branch counselor and your branch team members. But how does IEEE know that you are a branch chair? It knows you are a branch chair because your detail has been reported on vTool. Only then IEEE recognize you as a branch chair. You organize that you might be organizing 10 activities, 20 activities in your university, in your branch. But how does IEEE knows that you are doing it? Only by report on vTool. So you might be doing very good at your branch, but you are not reporting things on vTool. So in a view of IEEE, you are not doing anything. But if you are reporting everything, then IEEE also comes to know that IEEE headquarters, IEEE society becomes aware that you are doing it. So today we are going to learn about this IEEE vTool, and then we can. I will take you through step by step the different options in vTool, and I will try to explain the details and step-by-step process of reporting activities and event, and what other alternatives options are there in vTool. And at the end, then if something's left out, we can discuss on that. So we can start simply by searching IEEE vTool. Search on Google, you will find multiple things. So this is not the vTool. This is, here you see vTool. So why we are getting to multiple things? Because I have simply written vTool. Now let me try IEEE vTool. Now this is the first option you will get, and this is the link that we need to click. IEEE MGA vTool. Once you click that option, it will take you to vTool website, and here you can see a lot of details there. On top we have a menu, home, tools, tutorials, FAQs, blogs, feedbacks, contacts. So I will try to explain a lot of things today, but if you feel that I have not been able to communicate you, or I have not been able to clarify certain things, then you simply can go to the tutorials, and there you can learn. So anything that I do not cover today, or that is you feel that I didn't explain properly, then you can refer to the tutorials and can learn about that in detail. And then we can see other things. On the right, you can see these are the quick links. These are the most of the links that we use in our day-to-day office management things. And again, this is a very extensive list. We might not need to use all of them. There are a few important that we must need to use, and others I will just tell you the names, and you can explore that whether you need to use or not. So let's go one by one. So first thing is the doodle. So doodle is something very recent addition to IEEE vTool in the last 6-7 months. So you can use this doodle to create the doodles for your branch and your activities and other things. So this is kind of optional thing that you can do. So I'm not going in much of the optional things. I will be going in the must do things. Then like that, we have functional alias, request, other things. So this is the third option we have, like IEEE OU Analytics. Now again, I'm not going in detail of this because we need a separate session for OU Analytics. So whatever we report on IEEE vTool, that gets synced with IEEE OU Analytics. So IEEE has two tools. First is IEEE vTool. Second is IEEE OU Analytics. They both are interconnected at the backend. So whatever is being reported at vTool, the archive of that goes to IEEE Analytics. So if you are doing something, changing any office wearer or doing any activity, you need to report that on vTool. But how to see that the details of the past office wearers or contact details of other people? So that details you can check on IEEE Analytics. So we have a separate session on IEEE Analytics. So I will not be going on that today. We will cover in that next one. But then we can go at the next other options. Now we have other option is membership validator. So let me open it here. So now this is membership validator. What happens that many a time we organize some activities in which we have coupons or we have a rebate for IEEE members. Like section will ask call for the IEEE ambassador program, SAC ambassador program, or IEEE SAC activity volunteers. At that time, the volunteers, the people who are submitting the form, they will need to submit their IEEE membership number. Now, what happens that when we float these forms, it goes to each and everyone. It goes to IEEE members, it goes to non-IEEE members. Even when you are organizing some activity, that goes to everyone. But now we need to find out who is really an IEEE member, who is not an IEEE member. And for that, we can use this membership validator option. So this is the membership validator option. Once you click there, this tab will be opened. Now, if someone can volunteer with their membership number, I can put their number here and check that how does it work. So any volunteer who likes to share their membership number, just put it in the chat box.
90.
Yes, sir. Wait.
Please put it in the chat box so that I can copy paste. So 3-4 volunteers would be great. Okay, why I'm not getting that chat box?
Yes, sir. 100.
Okay, please 1007.
Not sir.
I'm not getting your chat somehow. Yeah, speak again, please. I will try to type it. Sorry, I'm not getting any response. Is anyone saying something?
100.
Yeah, 100.
68.
68.
50.
50.
85.
85. Now when I will click on submit, you can see the details. Now it will not give you the exact entire detail. It will just show you that initials. So you can see that S and Y are the initials. The membership status is active. The grade is student member. Association, there is no additional associations. There is no society membership. Now let's say that Mr. SY is applying for some volunteer role, and that requires only active membership. With this, the team whichever team is managing that can verify the membership status and can approve his candidature. Like if you are a branch chair and you want to see that who could be the volunteer for your team, many people will give you their membership number, but some might have not renewed their membership, or some might put some fake numbers, because it happens. It really happens, and I have seen it. I mean, I have personally seen it that people, since the forms takes number and people try to fill it some 8, 9, 10 digit numbers. Sometimes many people fill phone number in this place, and with that they try to bypass the question. But with the validator option, you can verify and check the details. So if some other volunteer like to come forward, I can do one more validation and then move ahead to the next part.
Yeah.
Any other
100.
100.
62.
62.
52.
52.
51.
51. Now see, this is the Mr. AY membership status active, student member, and others are none. So like that, you can verify if there is some society membership added, that will be written here. So if there is some PS member, some computer society membership, so that will be added here. So once you are managing up your office and doing any activity, organizing anything, and you need the benefit goes directly to IEEE members, and you need some verification process, so you can use this. Now, this validator option is not available to each and everyone. So it is basically what happens that many of IEEE vTool points, this links, they work openly, and for other links, you need login. So for some things you need logins, for something you don't need a login. Now validator option is that it requires a login, and it only branch chair and higher authorities can log in and check the details. If someone is secretary or secretary also sometimes can get the access, but other office bearers, they will not be able to access this detail. So this so this can be done by chair, vice, not vice chair, chair and secretary, and then someone higher in the chain. Now, there is another option, remote conferencing and WebEx. So I will just explain it. This is kind of not active for student right now, in my knowledge. So what happens that, like, we are having a session today and we are having it on Zoom. Sometime we have a session on Google Meet. Similarly, we can have a session on WebEx. And for that, basically, we need to fill this form. There is a remote conferencing form on it. So this is the form, and you need to basically click it and fill it. So what happens that for student activity, IEEE refers that you go to the Google Meet, and for other activities like executive committee, section executive committee meetings and senior activities, higher conferences and other things, IEEE recommends that you go for WebEx. So basically what happens that these are WebEx and Zoom links. We need to fill this. We need to click on this link and fill this form and complete the form with the details. It will basically ask the date, time, event name, and other some basic information like who is organizing and the committee details, emails for contact. And with that, these forms can be filled. But I'm not going in detail because this is not kind of available for the student branches right now. For branches, Google Meet is available, and each and everyone kind of know that how Google Meet works. But if you are organizing some conference and other things, and if you want to use WebEx, then you can try this. Okay, now I'm skipping this survey request. Okay, so I instead of going one by one, I will try to take the important one. So one thing is that okay, let me try here so that it can. So this is all the list. So okay, I'm jumping, and it might be confusing for someone. So what I did, I just went on the vTool just to show that list of the different vTools applications and what are their roles. So whatever I'm explaining that what these tools work, that you can go and check here on this vTool link, and it will explain step by. It will give a basic idea that what these tools are and how does this work. Okay, coming back to the tutorial part again. Now I'm jumping from kind of WebEx to vTool events, because this vTool event is the most important tool for the student branches. So let's see what is there in vTool event. I will open in the next tab. So now what happens that whenever we are organizing any activity, that goes on vTool events, and that's how it becomes most important thing, because each and every activity being organized by a branch must be reported on IEEE vTool events. It can be reported in two parts. It can be reported in one part. I will explain both, and we will see how does it work. So for now, you can see this map, and on map you can see there are a lot of activities going on, like a lot of points there, like in this point in the 2 points in New Delhi, something in Uttarakhand, 2 points in Uttarakhand, then something near Bareilly, Lucknow, Gorakhpur, Varanasi. So these are basically the activities going on, which has been reported on vTool. And on the right, you can see their list. Like there is some award ceremony scheduled for it happened on 21st March. There is some validatory function happened on 21st March, like that. So there are a lot of activity got organized on 21st March. So those are reported and you can see on the map. Similarly, there was some MIT University activity on 20th March. There was a lecture by Dr. Namrata on 20th March. So this is what happens when you report your activities on vTool. So the moment you will report it, it will go on this map. Now you can see that all the dates are past dates. There is nothing for the future. All the dates are from the past. Why? Because right now there are no future activity reported on in this zone. So first let me show that how does it work, how to report the activities, and then I will explain the parts of it. So you can see there are a lot of options and few options are repeated at multiple places. Like here, if you can click go on vTool, it will take you back to the same page. I was showing all the details. Then here is search, and this search and this search are the same. My events on the top, my events at the orange color at the lower side is the same. Similarly, manage events, this and this, they are same. And create events. So create event is basically part of manage event itself. So let's click on the create event, how to create an event. Now, let's say that you are planning some activity for April 15th. So we want to do some activity and we want to put that on IEEE vTool. So how to do it? Simply click on the host option, and based on your login credentials, it will show you that what options you have, what units you have access to report on. So like when I clicked on host unit, I got two options, Uttar Pradesh section and M UT in Gorakhpur. With that, I can select one. So let's select Uttar Pradesh. Now this is the primary host. Now event could be co-organized. So there it will be a secondary host. So what happens that sometime there are events organized with the cooperation of IEEE student branch as well as university. So at that time, IEEE will take the primary host as the IEEE unit, but that you can put your university name as a secondary host. Sorry, I kind of told you wrong detail. That should become later on. Here you need to put the primary host email contact details. So I'm going to put my detail here. So okay, like now here you need to put the university name, co-sponsor's name. So here I can put MMUT Gorakhpur. So like that. So what happens that now here the primary unit is IEEE UP section, secondary unit co-sponsor is MMUT Gorakhpur. But there could be a chance that both units could be IEEE units. So it could be IEEE, not MMUT Gorakhpur, but the IEEE student branch of MMIT Gorakhpur. So like that we can put the details. Then if there are additional contact details that need to be provided, like phone number and other details, website or anything, that you can put here. Whatever you think that is required, that you can put here. Now then comes the second option, detailed. Now with detail, here you need to put the activity name, IEEE volunteer meet. Now we need to select a category. Now since I'm saying a volunteer meet, that would be professional activity or non-technical activity or administrative activity based on how we are organizing it. So it could be professional, non-technical, administrative, or there might be some seminar, webinar going on, some technical topics, then it would be technical. Or there could be executive committee meeting, then it would be administrative. Or you might be doing some plantation drive or some drive for education in schools, then you can go to humanitarian. Then there are pre-university STEM programs. So what happens that sometimes IEEE units organize the educational drive in schools where they try to make students aware about the STEM activities or IEEE or other things. So that can go to pre-university. Pre-U means pre-university. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and management. So like that. So we need to select one activity. So here I am going to select non-technical. Now when I selected non-technical, then a lot of subcategories got opened up, like social, award dinner, pre-university activities, non-technical activities. Similarly, we can select some other activity, like let's say that select professional. Now on professional, what we are getting? We are getting continuing education, like when we are organizing some seminar, webinar, some conference, and that could be continuing educational part, or professional development, or industrial relation, or some other professional activity. Similarly, let's go to technical. Now in technical,
But
there is no
drop downs are
subcategory.
not visible.
Sorry.
So drop downs are not visible. We can only select the final option. If you're
Okay.
clicking on down button, it's not
Okay.
actually visible.
Okay. So then thank you for this feedback. Let me read it out. So when I'm selecting on category, I'm getting the options professional, technical, non-technical, administrative, humanitarian, and pre-university. So first I will select professional. And once I select the professional, you can see that subcategory got activated. In subcategory, we have continuing education, professional development, industrial relation, other professional activities. Okay. Similarly, I'm going to the second option, technical. When I click on technical, there are no subcategories. The subcategory options get blocked. Then we can go to non-technical. In non-technical, again, the subcategory is active. And in subcategory, we have social, award dinners, pre-university activities, non-technical activities. Then I'm going to the next option, administrative. In the administrative, we have multiple subcategories that are executive committee and meeting, XCOM, and the officer training. Like we are having a training today, we are having the vTool training. So this kind of activity. Similarly, we have humanitarian. I'm going to humanitarian, and in this we have a site activity, other activities. And then I'm going to pre-university STEM program. In pre-university STEM program, we have a camp, career day, competition STEM fairs, girls in STEM, industry company tour, mentoring, parent program, student workshop, teachers workshop. So these options are there. So based on what kind of activity you are organizing, you can select the category and subcategory, and it's entirely up to the branch chair, counselor, and the volunteers who are doing it. They can discuss among themselves and can decide what is the appropriate category. And this is not a very big deal. Once you organize some activity, report it once or twice, you will get the idea that what category should be selected here. Now next comes the timing. Now we need to do two things. One is the start time, one is the end time, and then the time zone also, because IEEE is kind of working for the entire globe. So when we are going to select the time, one thing we need to select is the date. So I'm for now selecting, let's say, April 15, and then we need to select a time. So I am selecting 10 a.m. Similarly, I'm going to make it April 15, and then one p.m. So now this is a 3-hour activity. Now I need to select a time zone. So in India, we basically need to select the our plus 5:30 time zone, and that is kind of Chennai, I think. Let me go. Oh yeah. So it has Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai. All 4 options are there. So I'm selecting Delhi. So like this, we need to select our time zone. After that, we need to put a basic description of our activity, 2-3 lines of what is going to happen in the activity. Then header. Now description is a mandatory part. You cannot skip it. You have to fill the details. But then other options are up to you, what you find reasonable, and fill it or not fill it. We need to put some. We can put some header. We can put some footer. So I'm going to put the description that IEEE volunteer training activity, and I will select the category for this administrative officer training. Now, similarly, we can put the agenda. Agenda basically is the timetable schedule. So I have kept that. If you see here, I have kept 3 hours, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So simply we can put some timeline here, 10 a.m. inauguration. Oh, sorry, some typo error. Then we can have some 10:30 technical talk 1. I'm just putting some random data. Just to get the idea. So like that, we can put some timeline or agenda. And again, if you have this detail, put it. If you don't have this detail, you can skip it. Now here we need to put some tag words. What are the role of tag words? So if someone is, let's say, searching for an activity of IEEE volunteers, let's say on vTool, so that keywords will help the person find it. So the person could be someone working at IEEE headquarters who to just try to get some data, or the person could be some attendees who wants to attend the activity. So the keywords helps for both the audience as well as the management team. So I'm putting one thing in vTool, OU analytics. So again, I'm putting random data here, but it is basically to give here the keywords should be selected carefully, because that will affect the search protocols. So like if you can see, there are some selective options also that you can select, like smart, IoT, UP, technology. You can select from these also, but you can type yours. And if you need some survey or something, you can put the link here. Now comes the next option, location. Here you need to put the address of the place where the event is going to happen. Now the event could be virtual, could be hybrid, could be in person. So right now it is selected in person. That means the physical address will be required. So you need to put the office building, the university name, the building name, the city, the country name, all those details. And the event could be entirely virtual. Once you go virtual, then you need to put the virtual links like Google Meet link, Zoom link, Webex link, whatever you have. Or it could be hybrid, where you need to provide the both details. So here you need to provide the address as well as the link. So that you can see now, first option for address, virtual information is active, as well as the in-person details tab is also active. You need to put both options. So for now, I'm selecting vTool virtual option, and right now I'm just writing here NA, so that we can move ahead. Now comes the next part, registration and payment. What happens that most of the activities are free when it's IEEE. And when there are some activities who require payment, many time organizing team tries to have a separate payment system. But you can use this portal as well for getting the things done. So one thing is the standard option, where you need to put the detail that when the registration will start, when it will end, how many virtual registration maximum, all those limits, and then whatever the link needed that can be added. Or you can go to the external, where you can simply put the registration link, and attendees will find the registration link and fill that and to the needful. Or you simply can go to none. Like for today's event, there was no registration required, so we can simply click on none. Then comes the speaker. You need to add the speaker's detail here. So like when you select the speaker detail, the topic, what is the brief abstract of that topic, then the name of the speaker, like prefix, given name, middle name, family name, suffix, whatever detail you have available. Then URL, if that the speaker has some website or something, so there URL. Then if you have the detail available of his office address, you can put that, his email address. So these details need to be filled here, like for each and every speaker, like speaker 1. Similarly for speaker 2, then you can add more speakers if you require. So like this it works. Now up to this is part 1 of the form. So whatever I told you from, I will just minimize this so that you can understand it. Host, detail, location, registration and payment, speaker. This is part 1. And it is recommended by IEEE that you do these parts before the activity. You can do it later on as well. Once the activity is done, you can do it afterwards, but it is recommended that you do it before. Now what happens that once this speaker part is done, then what you can do, you can simply collect, save and publish, and this activity will be published. I will show you some examples which are already published there. When we will go in management part, then you will see that. So up to this is the part 1. So you might ask, what is part 2? This report and attendance is the part 2. And what is there? Simply click on that. It will ask you the number of attendees. How many IEEE attendees? How many non-IEEE attendees, guest attendees? And just submit that. With that, part 2 will be complete. So if you are doing it afterwards, like event is done and now you want to report it, then of course you will do part 1 and part 2 together and submit it. But if you are doing it before event, then do up to the speaker part and publish the event, save and publish. And once the activity is done, then report the event. Report the event, that means put the attendance there. So I will just show you some examples of that also. I hope that tab is open here. Okay, let me open that tab again. Sorry, I need to go vTool. Oh, sorry, again I'm clicking at translate vTool events. We need to go. So I had clicked on the create event page, and in that create event page, I have shown you, I showed you these options that you can do. So you might ask that, okay, let's say that I completed the part 1 before the activity, host, detail, location, registration, speaker part, and then I clicked on the submit, save and publish part. Now, how can I find my event after the activity is done, and how can I report it? So let me show you some examples. So here you can see that there is management option is there. If you click on, so I will click on both management and my event. So first let's go to management part. So if you see on the management part, you can see that there is long list of activities. So like there is activity build your chatbot, and it is being organized by some student branch. Name is GB Pant. And here you can see there are a lot of options available, like view, manage, and file report. So what has happened that these activities, can anyone confirm you can see all these details or not? Is my screen properly visible to everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
So if you see that this option reported on the second last row, so second last column, there is a option reported on, and you can see there is a option file report in some rows, and in some rows there is a date written. So what has happened that wherever there is a date written, the part 1 and part 2 is done. Whoever is managing that event, they have done both part. So and whereas where is the option of file report, in that part 1 is done, but part 2 is pending. So like if you see this build your chatbot part event, here file report option is pending. Now I will click on this file report option, and it will open a tab here, and it will ask the attendance detail, like IEEE attendees and guest attendees. If I fill that detail and click on submit, this event will be reported and done. So like that, once your part 1 is done, you have reported everything on vTool, and then activity is done. After that, you can fill the attendance here. And with this, part 2 will be complete. And please note, part 1 and part 2 must be completed. Sometime what happens that, I will again show you some examples from past year. Many times branches report it on part 1, but they forget to report on part 2. And once if the part 2 is not reported, it is assumed that you have not organized the event. So please make sure that do both part 1 and part 2. If you do it afterwards, that's okay. Event is organized. After that, you did both part 1 and part 2. If you, but the recommended practice is do the part 1 before the activity and part 2 after the activity. Why? I will explain it in a minute. So now if you see, you can go on other options, view and manage. So I'm clicking on view option, opening in the new tab. So now this activity is scheduled for 29 March. That is today. Okay, it is done. For me, it is today. Sorry. So what happens that if you go here and view part, you can see the details of the activity, like what is the date, what is the location, what is the host, detail, registration detail, media, everything. Okay. And similarly, if you click on manage, you can find similar details, but with a few additional tabs. So the details on manage and details on view are the same. If you see the view details and manage details, they are same. Details by detail wise, they both are same. What is the difference? In manage option, you have an option to edit the activity. So like here you can see on the left side, you have option edit, register event, cancel event, create from existing. All those things can be done. So I will go on that also. So instead of reporting directly from the page, you can come here and you can report file report here, and click on this file report option and then put the attendance. Now one more thing you can do, let's say that you have organized some activity and that activity was past week, past month or whatever, but now you are doing some new activity and lot of things are common, like address could be common, the venue could be the exact, some details could be the same, a few speaker could be overlapping, time zone will definitely be the same. So what you want that you need not, you don't want to fill all the details, but you can take few details from the existing event. So what you can do, you can click at create, where is it, create from existing. So with this it will open a new form of create activity, but a lot of things will be pre-filled. So like you can see the host detail are pre-filled, the email address is pre-filled, whatever detail was provided while organizing this reporting this event, all those details are pre-filled. Now you need to edit only the part that has changed. So this makes your job easy. You can do things, you report one event, and with that, using that as a reference, you can again create a multiple time and manage it. Okay, so let me take you to other tab here. So here you can see other options also that are available with you. Now you can see that we have a, when you are reporting the event on vTool, before the activity, you have this QR code. And now you can take this QR code and circulate simply. And on the right side, you can see there is a link for Twitter, that is X now, Facebook and LinkedIn. So if you organize, if you report your event, if you schedule your event before the event is done, in advance of the activity, then you have these social media links available and you can simply forward this event to different social media tools. You need not to create multiple content for different social media. So you don't need to create Facebook page, Facebook post, you don't need to create X post, you don't need to create LinkedIn post. You simply click on these links and forward it on the required page. At the same time, there is one more tool, IEEE e-notice. All of you must be getting a lot of e-notices from IEEE. For your activity also, you can generate e-notice, and you can generate e-notice directly from here. You simply need to click on this and it will take you to e-notice page. I will explain e-notice page in moments. So it will take you to e-notice page and it will already have all the details from your scheduled event. So you need not to write down each and everything. It will create the e-notice. You simply need to put the you just need to cross check the details if there is any change or any additional details to be put, and then forward it. So That is the advantage. Basically, that is the best thing when you do it in advance. If you schedule your event in advance on vTool, you can use that as a kind of a reference point, and you can circulate all kind of e-notices and social media messages without requiring to create different kind of post and putting lots of energy. You can simply use it. And once the event is done, go on file report and put the attendance. Okay. So you can file report by clicking here at the bottom, or even at the back page I had shown you earlier on the home page here. Clicking on the file report on the blue link here. So like that you can do. Now multiple I have said that part 1 and part 2. So just to give a clear idea, part 1 is basically the scheduling of event. Part 2 is reporting of event. So IEEE use the term schedule and report. So if you can see here, you are getting two links: schedule a new event, file a report of a past event. So when it is saying file a report of past event, it is basically saying that put the attendance. So let us click here. So once you click here, it will say you two options. My event is already in the system. My event is not in the system. What does it mean? First option means that you have scheduled the event already. You simply need to put the attendance. So that's why it is. So you need to go on the option 1. But you have not scheduled your event, and now you are going to report. So basically, you are going to complete the part 1 and part 2 together. So then you need to go on the option 2. So I'm going on option 1. Now you can see here a lot of activities there, and those have been organized but yet to be reported. So there was one built your chatbot activity. I just opened this to show you all. Here attendance required is still due. Similarly, there was some innovate lead success event by the same branch. Attendance is due. Like that, you can see there are a lot of activities which has happened since February 1 to till date. Now reporting of these events are due. Thing is that what is the problem with this? So what happens that many times volunteer put lot of effort. You organize the activities, you do all the hard work, and you think that your work is done, and you have done such lot of work, so you should be get recognition and reward for that. But because you did 99%, even 99.99% work you did, and you forgot to report it. So in a record of IEEE, in record of UP section, event is still not done. So what happens that, like last session I had explained you about IEEE UP section initiative like U10 or activity based incentive award, all those activities. So when we are going to when section makes the record of those award, when it tries to find the ranking of the branches based on the number of activities, so it downloads all the activity details, and in the activities where the report is not submitted, those are straightforward rejected, because if the report is not submitted, then we are not sure that whether you have organized it or not. So you might have done everything, but since that last part, the attendance part is missing, your entire activity is not being counted. This is not being counted at all. So always ensure that once you are done with the activity, make sure that you report the activity so that your hard work gets recognition, and whatever the award and things are ranking and everything that section makes, there you get a consideration. And I'm just going to back a little bit. So here you can see 2025. I'm just going to 2024 to show you some examples of that. Okay. So the window, the page is a bit weird, but you can see that there are a lot of activities that were organized in December 2024 and November 2024, but their report is still pending. Now let's say that IEEE headquarters, what it does, it basically based on your reporting, it generates it provides the IEEE funding to the branches, and for those funding it considers three things basically. One is that IEEE annual report, that is must. Second is your branch strength, that is basically number of memberships you have. Third is the number of activities. Now, these branches have like you can see, this is just TV 11971. They have organized a lot of activity, one activity here, one activity here. But since they did not submitted the report, IEEE headquarters will not count these activities for their funding purpose. So they might be doing 20 activities, but only 5 or 10 are getting counted because for remaining they forgot to file the report. And their funding, so if each activity has $5, so missing 5 activities means you are missing $25. So like that it works. So always ensure that I know I am taking a lot of time on this, but I'm taking a lot of time because in my experience I have seen this is being happening again and again from last 8-10 years, that branches are organizing a lot of activities. They are doing everything. They are scheduling the event on vTool, organizing the activity, but at the end they forgot to put the report, the last attendance part.
Yeah, Dr. Saab, I think it is worth, Dr. Saab, because it is most important. People forget to report and they lose the direct money in dollar for their branch.
They lose the money in dollar from the headquarters. They lose money from section when section announce some award. So and then when volunteers reach out for some funding for activities, those requests are sometimes not considered because branch doesn't have sufficient activities to show. While they have done the activities, just this missed this 10-second work, and because of that their entire activity get rejected, are not counted at all. So all the volunteers who are involved in activity, I request with all counselor, all advisors, all branch chairs, even if you are a simple volunteer in your team, make sure that after the activity is done, after 5-10 days of the activity, just confirm that your report has been submitted or not. Make sure that whatever activity was organized, it is scheduled on IEEE vTool before the activity is before the date. But even if that part is done after the date is passed, after 5-10 days, just confirm that it is reported or not. That must be the attendance must be reported. Now you can see that, I mean, I'm getting the access of UP section, and on this page you can see that around 20 activities that were not reported. So in a sense, these are the loss of branches as well as the loss of section as well. So I will just go on some other page also.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, ma'am.
Sir, all the activities which we are going to plan or which we are conducting in our branch, so all these activities need to report in your vTool, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Whether it is consuming some fund or not.
Doesn't matter, ma'am. Activities. Okay. I mean, if it is just online webinar.
Yes, sir.
It should be. Funding is secondary thing. Funding is the financial part is involved or not, and other details are not that important. Of course, they are important, but first thing is that event happened. It was done. Now, how it was done is the second part. There could be funding, there could be some free activity, or the funding could be in $1,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 10 lakh funding. Funding could be 500 rupees. Funding could be zero. There could be some IEEE get together and there is no funding. Just people came and they met each other, and it could be a social activity where there was no funding required at all. It was just simply a meetup, or it could be administrative meeting of 30 minutes. Like the section does the executive committee meeting. Similarly, branches also are supposed to do the executive committee meeting, at least 2 executive committee meeting in a year. And that committee meeting may not have any funding. They might, I mean, if 10 students are sitting there for 30 minutes and planning some activities, there might be some snacks and tea and everything, other things, but there might be nothing. But that need to be reported. So yeah, one more thing on this is, of course, I was thinking to explain that later on, but I will like to cover it here now.
I think it is very important, Dr. Ankit, if you allow, just I wanted to say, it's very important part you inform that even their branch activity meeting, it is a event for the branch, and it must be reported.
Yeah.
What I could understand.
Yes, sir. So yeah, that's what I was about to explain. So there is a big confusion sometime in the volunteers that what is an activity. So I showed you the lot of there's entire list of technical, humanitarian, pre-university, professional. So whatever is being done by volunteers, that comes in one activity or another. So activity could be a seminar, webinar, which is purely technical. Our activity could be like what happens that on PS Day, kind of most of the, so PS Day, those who don't know, Power and Energy Society organize the PS Day annually. Now what happens that in many of the PS units, they simply cut the cake. So I have also done this when I was in Kanpur. We will cut the cake and we will invite all the volunteers of PS together for 30 minutes. We used to have some cake cutting and snacks, and that was our social activity meeting. That was the activity because IEEE volunteers gathered together and did something. Each and every activity needs not to be technical. 80% are supposed to be technical. 80%, 70% are supposed to be technical. But then there are other activities. Those are also kind of must for the survival of the other functioning of the branch. So executive committee meetings, 2 to 4 or 6 depending upon how active the branch is, 2 to 10 executive committee meetings could be organized in a year. Like when I was in Kanpur, we used to have around 6 committee meetings throughout the year. And those committee meetings are activities in IEEE record because volunteer, of course, there was no seminar and webinar in that, but the volunteers put their effort there. They planned the activities, that make the timeline when, what to be organized when, and how to do it. So that becomes an activity. Or whenever there is Women's Day or other significant days, at that time, sometime we could have a seminar, sometime we could have a webinar, sometime we simply have a awareness gathering. We will we used to call each and every volunteer and just have a 30-40 minute session on awareness, some general discussion. That also becomes a meeting. Or like in Kanpur, we used to have a kind of club activity kind of thing where there was no faculty involved at all. So what used to happen that the volunteers of IEEE, they used to meet kind of 3-4 times in a month, sometime 2, sometime 4. And in that session, one volunteer used to present some technical stuff and others used to give a feedback. Now, when it's undergraduate program, student branches can organize the activities of kind of presentation activities where one student is bringing some presentation, he is giving presentation, and his fellow volunteers are giving him her feedback that what to improve, how to improve, what was the problem with the presentation, what new things can be added, what was the problem with the way of presentation, and what was good in the way of presentation. So how they, both the audience and the speaker, can learn from each other. And there no faculty requirement is at all. Faculty need not to be present. They simply need to be informed that okay, activity is happening. It should not be like something is happening and faculty doesn't know. Faculty should have the idea that okay, activity is happening, but he need not to be present each and everywhere. Volunteers can do it by themselves because it is for their benefit, and that also becomes an activity that should be reported on vTool. So anything that is being anything wherever 3, 4, 10 volunteers are gathering and doing for the growth of the branch, for the growth of the volunteers membership experience, that is IEEE activity, and that must be reported. So just for example, here in this page itself, you can see there is a very good activity, poem recitation competition on the occasion of IEEE Day 2024. Now this is a good activity. It was organized, but they didn't reported it. So since they didn't reported it, section has announced IEEE funding, but they would not have got the funding because they did not reported it. If they would have reported it, they could have been able to claim the funding. So like that, a lot of things can be done. Okay, I will just try to find few more pages. Hopefully it back works. Yeah. Okay, so what I will just try to find some activities which are unique, and you can see from there. Like here you can see simple approaches, poster presentation activity at MIT University, or validatory function. So everything where volunteers are involved, that is an activity. So here you can see a lot of the technical activities like lecture, keynote speaker. So of course, it is expected that 80% activities should be technical activities, because that is the primary focus. Yeah. Someone is saying something? Okay, I think there's some noise. So while 80% activities are supposed to be technical, but to maintain those technical activities, branches need to function, and to function, 20% activities should be of non-technical nature, like executive committee meeting, social gathering, cake cutting, some normal get together, or some planning activities. So whenever there is a big activity, let's say there could be a 3-day conference, and for that you need to plan. Now to plan again, you need to sit down and puts a lot of energy there. So if that is in organized way, that of course, if you are sitting randomly and planning, that is not an activity. But if you have made a schedule that, okay, we will sit down this time and we will plan these things in a structured way, then that becomes an activity that should be reported. Okay. So, I mean, I think I have covered these points. So let me see if there is anything pending. I'm going to my event page again, the home page. Okay, sorry, yeah. Not the events page, I need to go. Yeah, so I explained the create event, manage event thing. Now you can simply go to my event. My event is basically again the same thing of manage event part, but where you are seeing all the activities by all the branches in the management part. In my event you will see specific activities. So like here you don't see anything specific because there is no recent activities on this page. Now there is one more thing, that search activity, search events. So I told you that we like IEEE section and headquarter, and we used to download the activities by branches. So for that we always use this link, search event. You also can use the same link. Now if you go on search event, you can see there are some options like sort. You put the details, whatever the keywords you want to put, search system, and then the host unit detail and upcoming or recent or all, you can download that. So that is kind of the easiest one, but that there is a limited option. So what we used to prefer that when we are doing it first section, we used to go on advanced search. And once you click on advanced search, it will give you a much great details for selection. So like here, I'm going to select region 10. Then I'm going to select section 171. Now I'm just going to put a date of January 1st. And then I'm going to put a date for today, right now. And then I can select the different type of activity like virtual, reported, registered, or other those things. So I'm not clicking on that. Then I can select the location. I'm leaving that again blank. Now, what if I can simply click on search? So give it a second, it will show you page. So it is showing that there are 224 activities has been organized in that duration, from 1 to 30 on this page. Similarly 30 up to going up to next, up to 224. And I can download this as a CSV file. So this is what we used to do at section level. So we always download this report, and then what we will do, we will see these file report parts, and we will delete this list, these rows. Wherever the report is pending, that row would be deleted. So this will be deleted, and like this, here report is pending, so this will be deleted. Again, wherever the report is pending, that will be deleted, and by whatever remains among that, the ranking will be made. So let's say any branch which like to volunteer, I will try to search for that. Any branch, any affinity group who like to volunteer?
6022.
Branch name.
Swami Rama Himalayan University.
Okay, so it should be so you see the code. The SBA is basically affinity group, and then it will SPC is the student branch chapters, and then there will be STB. Now this is the student branches. So now you can tell me if you know the code, branch code.
6022.
6022. Okay, I'm not. Yes, 602. Okay, 6022 is here.
6050.
Okay, here Swami Rama Himalayan University.
Yeah.
So I will just search for it, and I have put the date from January till today. Now you can see that this branch has organized 3 activities and all are reported. So this is the reporting date mentioned here. So all these 3 activities will be counted whenever the ranking is being made. Similarly, and we can simply click on here and we can download the Excel file or CSV file. If I can open it, let me. Yeah. Okay, I will just try to show you how does it looks. Is my screen visible? Can everyone see the sheet? Are you able to see the Excel sheet kind of thing?
No, sir, Excel is not visible.
Okay, let me just reshare my screen. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah. So like that, you will get the detail of all the activities. So here I have downloaded for the particular one. So I'm getting only 3. But when I will download it for multiple branches, they all will be there. So like that you can do for your branch also. And what happens that there is advantage of this also. Sometimes section will call for funding. Section will you yourself might want some funding and you request section to provide you funding. And at that time, section always requires to know how many activities you have organized in the previous years. So it would be very useful for the section and helpful for you whenever you are putting in the application for funding. Download this sheet, attach with your application, so that section knows that okay, this much activities its branch has organized. So if you have that sheet, because whenever section committee is taking a decision of that, they need some time to find out how many activities you have done. And if you have attached the sheet, that entire process is bypassed because the sheet is available there, and this office bearer can simply see that okay, this branch has done the 10 activities, so this is doing good. It can approve the funding. But if sheet is not there, then they need to put someone, some volunteer to check the details, and that will again take some time and the decision get delayed. So if you have the sheet attached, that always helps, and the funding process gets fast forward. Because then section need not to go back and cross checks. Your list itself is good enough. Some other branch which like to volunteer? I call for some volunteer, some branch which I can select. No one is coming forward.
Sir, 05571.
05571. Okay, let me find it. So I'm not sure is this drop down is visible to everyone or not.
So it is visible.
Okay, yeah. JSS Academy.
Yes, sir. JSS Academy.
Okay.
Student branch.
Yeah. So in my memory, it used to have good activities. So why it is not showing anything? Okay, let me put a date for 2024. I am putting a date of January 1st, 2024. There might be some. Yeah. So okay, so most of the activity from JSS has been in 2024, and we can see that, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 activities, all has been reported. So that is a good thing. So I recommend each branches that always ensure that your activity is reported. Okay, so anyone else like to check, or should we move ahead?
So one question is there.
Yeah.
Sir, if we are planning for, if we conducted one event in collaboration with other branch, in that case, it will be considered in which branch? Under
Both.
which branch?
Both.
Okay.
They both should report it. And while reporting,
sir.
they both should ensure that they put the other branch as a co-sponsor.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but I just like to inform this because this has been noticed that what happens that this is this has been suggested to do by both, so that both branches, because they are doing separate, I mean they are all doing their work, but at the same time they are collaborating and doing something. So to promote that, it is recommended that, okay, both should report it. But sometimes what happens that 2 or 3 branches, they make a group, and whatever they are doing in each, they put each other's name, and then it looks like in each and every activity the same 2 branches are there. So that again can go negative, because then if someone at the higher level, they notice, okay, each branch each activity by these 2 branches are just these 2 branches. So I mean, this is a thing that is to encourage branches, but that should not be taken as a loophole.
No, sir. Actually, we in the JSS campus, we are having 2 branches. One under JSS ATN and other one is JSS University. So the students are in the same campus, so we can collaborate. In that case, I just asked. It will not happen. What you are asking for, so that will not happen. All the students from both branches will be included.
Ma'am, I know JSS is a very active branch, and I am not complaining that. I'm just putting that because we have a wide range of audience, so I'm just clarifying that.
So we will
collaboration
not
is very important thing, and it is encouraged when both branch. It is encouraged to collaborate, and it is encouraged that both branches should report it. But at the same time, that encouragement should not be treated as loophole, because there are all kind of people, and sometimes people try to do it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And as long as JSS is, I know JSS very well. It has been doing a lot of activities. But even when I was in India, I was directly involved with JSS activities sometimes. So I'm not pointing out, because there is, I mean, not only JSS in section, no one has done it. But
even JSS have got, as I remember, very good funding also. They keep on applying, because everybody should apply. Unless you apply, you don't get. And it is very easy. I think Dr. Ankit, you can very well tell how easy it is to get the fund if you apply.
Yeah, I will coming to that. So just to one more thing, just to clear, whatever I'm telling about the loophole thing, it has not happened in UP section ever. But I have seen some branches, not of UP section, but of some other sections, I will not name. They are just doing that. So we should not be, I mean, as a UP section has a good tradition, we always should try to maintain that. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, ma'am, please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. So can you please check for student branch of Rajki Engineering College, Sonbhadra? The events of our Sonbhadra. Yes, sir.
Do you have the branch code you have?
So I forgot. Can you please check by the name?
Okay, let me try. I can see our. I can see Manpuri. What are your Rajki Engineering College?
Sonbhadra.
Sir, STB 60.
Okay, STB 60.
2285.
Yeah, okay, got it. Sorry.
Sir, the content on screen is not visible to me.
Is my screen not visible?
Sir, it is visible. Maybe her.
Then now it is visible.
Okay. Yeah, so what happens, that drop down sometimes gets reflected on shared screen, sometimes it doesn't. So, okay, I can find these 4 events from the REC Sonbhadra. And all these 4 events has been organized in March and they all have been reported. So that is good. Yeah, they have been organized in February and March and reported on the 2nd March and 7th March, 23rd March. Yeah, so this is good practice. Keep it up.
Thank you, sir. So actually, we have opened our branch in January only.
Yeah, okay. That's good. That's good. Okay, so I'm going back to my event and let me check if there is anything due, which I can explain. Otherwise, we can move ahead. So it always opens a new tab. Okay. Yeah, so this part is again done. Let me go to other options of vTool, because how much time we have? We have a kind of cost more than an hour. Yeah. So next option I will be taking. So there are 2-3 options. So there are a lot of options on the bottom. You can check that. Okay, I will just summarize 2-3 options and then go in detail of the 2 important options. One option is there IEEE web hosting. So can any branch confirm that they have the IEEE website or not? How many branches have IEEE website? I mean, you can just simply raise your hand in this app, Zoom. Okay. Yeah, so I can see that 2 people have raised. So I will just open an option. I hope this should be active. So each IEEE unit, IEEE branch, it could be IEEE chapter, affinity group, they all can have a website and they should have a website, because apart from putting the details, there are IEEE website competition and other things where people can compete and win the award for their branch on behalf of their branch. At the same time, the people who will manage this website, they will get some experience, and of course, by building website, you learn a lot of things. So this is a website of okay, it goes IEEE. I was trying to open IEEE IITK. Okay, let me find it. Okay, there is some problem. What happened? Oh, sorry. Actually, I'm just trying to find a website that I had made when I was in IIT Kanpur. Yeah, it is there. So now you can see this is the PS website. Of course, this is not my doing. This is the current volunteers are managing it, and they have made it very beautiful. But when I was at there, I and my friends, when we took up the charge and we tried to have the website, and then we started this thing. So now you can see that you can just go on committee page, and we have in the IIT Kanpur, they have that current committee details. At the same time, they have previous committee members detail for all the branches. So whoever is currently managing the branch, they simply have archive for the entire history of the chapter. So it was opened in 2018, mid of 2018. Since then, we have the executive committee, and I can see my name is still there. So I mean, like here I was chairperson, and then someone else took over, and the entire history is maintained. Similarly, all the other things are maintained, like activity details and whatever happening. And the volunteers of this society count now, whoever is managing, they can participate in IEEE website competitions and other things. At the same time, whenever I need to know anything about IEEE PS, I need not to call anyone. I simply need to check this website, and if the website is up to date, I will find the detail. So, of course, each and everyone knows the advantage of website. I need not to explain. What I'm just trying to do it. I'm trying to motivate each branch have a website. Each society chapter, each affinity group. Any IEEE unit you have, try to have the website of that. And process is very simple. Just click on this web hosting page, fill the details, send the request. Once you will send the request, they will send you a draft website, and it is, I think, I forgot the name of this portal. I mean, this is very drag and drop kind of portal they have, and you simply need to appoint a webmaster who will then edit that template and complete the website. So try this, and in the process, you will learn a lot of things. Okay, now there are two things I like to explain right now. Three things. IEEE notice is there.
Yeah,
yes, sir?
Just I wanted to say this web hosting seems a very nice opportunity. I think you need not to know anything about web page development. Just
Nothing,
just enter your committee members detail.
What you need to do, sir, basically, first time when you want to host a website, you click. Okay, I will just click on this link and see what it opens. Here we need to fill this form. It takes some time. Once this form is submitted, after 5 days, 10 days, a week, depending upon the availability of the volunteer at headquarters, they will create a template website for you, for your branch, and they will give you that. And I mean, of course, that website doesn't have anything, but it will have URL and a draft template. Now, on that template, we can edit it very. I mean, it is as simple as PPT.
Means we do not need to know anything about programming.
No, we need not to know anything. There are a lot of drop-down menus. From those drop-down menus, we need to select options, and that is all.
Oh, great! It is like filling a form. Yeah,
Google form. It is as simple as
sir,
making PPT.
I have a question. Sorry to disturb you, sir. Actually,
ma'am, your voice is lost.
Sir, we have created our own website under JSS University Noida branch.
Okay, ma'am.
Right. So where I need to host it.
So, ma'am, if you have done on web, that is always okay. That if you have done it on your university website. So university website is separate thing. IEEE website is separate thing.
IEEE student branch, JSS University Noida. That is the website under IEEE branch only.
Yeah, it is on IEEE branch, but you have opened. I think you have made the website on the university page. Am I correct?
No. It's not till now.
Okay, so it will be basically IEEE page.
IEEE page.
Yeah,
okay. So IEEE page means your website IEEE UP section, under UP section.
No, ma'am, not UP section, headquarter. If you see here, this is the URL of UP section. PS student branch IIT Kanpur site. If you see on the top, it is sites.ieee.org. It is IEEE headquarter website. On that, they have given us a page. SBC IIT PES. And that template is then edited by the volunteers. So it is hosted on IEEE.
Domain name is .ieee.org, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Ma'am, Dr. Ankit ji, if you permit me, let me explain. Ma'am, what you need to develop your website, you need to have knowledge of some kind of programming, some volunteer. And that once you develop and submit it to your institute, then it is published. But here you don't need to have any knowledge of the programming. Just you fill it like form. IEEE is developing the website for you.
No, sir. Just let me clarify. IEEE is not developing the website. IEEE generates a template. Like this is a kind of one sample template. Like it will generate. So what it will does, it will create a URL and that URL you will have the website. Like this website is here. And after that, what you can do, you will have the access of backend. On that, you simply need to click right, left, and you simply need to select drop-down menus. So, like when we are making the PPT, we need not to know any coding. We simply need to put some block there, and we need to stretch right, left, and we need to just align things when we do in a visual mode. Similarly, we can simply drop photos, we can drop the text, and we can select the drop down menus. In menus, there are multiple options, that this type of menu, that type of menu. And once we have those options selected, in that we need to simply fill the details. So I have no knowledge. I did not had any knowledge of the website, and it took only 1 hour for me to understand the entire website process. So any volunteer who is interested and who just try to do it, they can simply do hit and trial for 1 hour, and in 1 hour they will become the expert. So this website, they will give you some template like this, and on that there would be some, like here, edit option is not there, but for the webmaster the edit option will be there. On the top there would be one more tab, edit, and on that they simply can edit, click edit, and then edit. Then they can edit this term, whatever written here, and whatever photos is added there, they simply can click right and click left and can replace that. So they will not create the website, they will create the website template at the IEEE, like here, IEEE website URL, because they don't have all the details, and they don't, and if they started creating the exact website, then all the website would be same. So for that, they don't create the website, they will create the template, and on that we simply can select our own way of doing it.
Sir, I have one question. Can I ask?
Yes, please go ahead.
Is it annually renewed, or we have to do something annually to get this website?
No, we need not to do anything.
Okay, it will be published and it will be lifelong, till we have.
It will be as long as IEEE is there, until IEEE headquarters change some rule.
Because till now what we are doing, we are using a GitHub website, so we are launching the website from there itself. So we got to know, this is a good thing. I think we can just go it on.
I also got with some experience of that mode, but I can tell you that on a scale of 0 to 10, if GitHub you put on somewhere 8, and in the ease of doing, if you put GitHub as 5, then this would be at somewhere 9, 10.
Right. And it is more easy to publish now, because you get the template, you just need to fill up the entries only.
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah. So I forgot the term.
I think they are providing the domain also, no?
Yeah, domain and everything.
IEEE.org.
Yes, domain and everything, they take care of it. You simply need to edit your page, that's all.
Yeah. Got it.
And that also drop down thing is there. There are few very standard template for that. I forgot the name, so I'm not able to tell right now. But yeah,
it is very big facility.
And yeah, so coming back to reporting, the most important thing that we missed. One thing I'm going to cover very short, the IEEE e-notice. So each and everyone have got e-notice since you have joined IEEE. Similarly, you also can send e-notice. But the thing is, the catch here is that you cannot send e-notice to each and everyone. You can send an e-notice to your unit. So whenever you have some activity, or you want to send a mail to all volunteers, it could be activity or email, it could be membership renewal reminder email, or any other email. So you can simply go on e-notice and fill the details, like manage e-notice, and here create e-notice, go on create e-notice, select a category, what it is. It could be newsletter or anything. I'm just selecting meeting event e-notice, select. Now here it will ask all the details. You need to fill the details, like what is the subject, mailing, and other things. When to send. So you can schedule it for future date. Then you can schedule the reminder as well. Send one today, send another one 5 days later on. You can schedule the priority, and then you can put all the details and send it. Simply. Like here. Now here you can select the unit. So whatever unit you have access of, that unit will be selected here. So for now I'm selecting UP section. So with UP section, then you can select all the categories, like let's assume that you are sending email for membership renewal. So you don't need to send to those members who have already renewed. You need to send only those who are still due for renewal. So you can untick active and you can tick areas like that. And then you have a lot of selection option. You can select that and go to next. Like that, you can fill the content. Whatever email you need to write down, you can do it. So if you are generating this e-notice from any activity you have already scheduled, all these details will be pre-filled. And then you can go on next. You can submit. If I click submit here, it will go ahead and it will be sent to each and everyone. So it is for you, so I'm just canceling it because that would be spamming. But you can do it like that. So I'm not going in detail, but I will recommend each and everyone that go and explore this. I will go on the reporting part. So there are two reportings. One is IEEE B.Tool officer reporting. One is B.Tool student branch reporting. So first I will go to branch reporting. Let's see what is there. So here you can see there is a lot of option on the top, and I'm going to create a new plan. I have repeatedly said that. So it is saying that you do not have authorization to submit a plan because I'm not okay. So I'm right now since I'm from out of UP, I don't have access of it, and I'm using it through the Professor Prabhakar's research access. So he is not associated with the branch, so he is not getting access. But if a student branch opens, maybe they get some access. Let me see if there are some details available. So these are few branches who have submitted the report. Let me see if I can give you the exact details. Okay, and the second thing I'm not getting is because right now there are no reporting is being done. Reporting is kind of completed for this year. But let me tell you what is there. So what happens that IEEE fundings comes based on three things. One is your membership strength, how many volunteers, how many members you have in your branch. There are some fixed dollar per member. Then second thing is that your number of activity, how many activities you have done. So these, based on these two, how many members you have, how many activities you done. Based on that, your amount will be calculated, how much funding you are eligible for. But that will not be transferred to you. That will be transferred to you only after this form is done. And this forms basically happens once in a year. It will become active around November, December, and will remain active up to February. So you need to submit this plan. And what is there in this plan? Of course, I'm not able to open it, but let me tell you the options. So first thing would be the name. It will ask your name, name of the advisor, counselor, university details, simply emails and name. Then it will ask the name of section chair, name of SAC chair, email of section chair, email of SAC chair, name and email of section SSR, and name and email of R10 SSR. Those contact details are required. Apart from that, it will ask you one question: what you did with the funding you got last year. So simply you can write down that, okay, we got this much funding and we organized this much event. 2, 3, 4 lines, whatever you want to write down there, you need to write it. Then it will ask you that what are your plan for next year. And in that plan, what it will do, it will open a table, January, February, March, April, like the 12 rows, and then type of activities, technical, professional, non-professional, non-technical, those list will be there. And against, I mean, in that, for each there would be a block open there. You simply need to say that, okay, I am planning 3 technical activity in January. So you need to fill 3. I am planning 2 executive committee meeting in March. You need to put 2 there. So you simply need to put those numbers. Even they don't ask the name of the activity. They simply ask that how many activities you are planning, how many technical, how many non-technical. So just 3, 4, 5, 2, whatever you are planning, in which month you are planning, that number you need to put and you need to submit it. So, I mean, if you have all the details, even details means you have the contact details, it takes hardly 10 minutes to do it. Even 5 minutes might be enough if you have done it once. For the first timer, it might take 10 minutes, 15 minutes. For the second timer, it is 5-minute job. And with that, you need to submit it. So it might Might be that you have a big branch and you might be doing a lot of activity, but you might not be getting the funding from headquarters. And the reason behind is that you are not submitting this report. So because I have seen that, I remember it is for 2019, probably it was, there was a list of the branches and how much funding they have got. And I was surprised to see that many branches who were eligible for $100 or $1,500, but they didn't got any funding because they did not submitted the report. So it was showing that they are eligible for the funding, but they did not got the funding. So that is one thing you need to do. And this is the last thing I will cover today. IEEE officer reporting. So let's see what is there. So this student branch reporting is once in a year. Similarly, officer reporting is whenever there is a change in office. So whenever, let's say that new counselor is selected, new chair is selected, new executive committee has been made. Once that is done, that details need to be updated on this manage office page. So I'm going to this manage officer page, and let's say we will select some branch. Can any branch volunteer for it? Branch, chapter, affinity groups, anyone?
JP Institute student branch.
Okay, let me type. Can you give me the code if that would be easier?
Oh, I have to find out. It is JIT
Okay,
SSBI. JIT SB, I think.
JIT. Okay, let me see. Because that takes some time.
Yeah.
I think JIT, it should be JP. JYPE.
JAYPEE. Yeah.
So I'm getting first thing the JIWIE. Let's see what is there. Now it says that advisor of the chapter is Miss Shruti Kalwa, and affinity group chair is Pankuri Asthana. Yes. But other positions are vacant.
Yeah, we can add, no? Because we are going to change the committee too.
Yeah, I recommend that have these positions filled. And if you think that there are some additional positions required, so there you could have some additional volunteer, and for that you can request. You can simply go and click on request new officer position, and you can fill the details here, and you can request for that position. Of course, you cannot have any position. You can have the position that is approved by IEEE. And just to know that what positions are, just open the section website. Whatever position is there for section, those are approved by IEEE. So you can have the similar. You can have like membership volunteer, or you can have some other volunteer kind of. We will go to section and we can see that again. So some other branch which like to volunteer. Okay.
STB 6022.
STB 6022.
6050.
6050. So yeah, here we can see we have a chair, we have a counselor, we have a secretary, treasurer, vice chair, webmaster. So this is a good thing. So like that. And how to do it? So let's say that we need to add chair. We simply click on this chair. What do I mean we need to add chair? So what happens that this is 2025 is going on. So at the end of some time, at the end of the 2025 or the beginning of 2026, the term of these people will be over. So they will need, the branch will need new chair, new counselor, new secretary. So what the existing chair and counselor need to do, basically they need to update this detail. And how they can do it, they can simply click on it, chair, and they need to put the membership number of the particular volunteer who is going to be the chair, their start date, and their submit date. So, I mean, just for trial purpose, sorry, can you give me a membership number that I can put here of your branch?
So right now, I don't have that number. So.
Okay. So can any random volunteer can give the detail? I will just try to show how does it work?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yeah, give me detail. Give me your numbers.
Sir, from REC Sonbhadra. Sir, 100.
100. I'm not getting nice. Okay, I think I have someone membership detail from the volunteer verification, if that is still available. Yeah, we have here one. I'm just going to use this volunteer. Okay. Sorry. Why? So I am going to put a start date. Let's put a start date of April 20th. And I'm going to put a in date of 2026, April 20th. And I need to submit it. So once I submitted this, it is said that it is done, but it is not approved yet. The details I kept, that is added here, but that is pending for save. So if I click here, view and confirm pending the changes, if I confirm it, it will be done. And Mr. Ajit would be added as a chair starting from April 20th. So I'm not going to do it because, of course, that is not right thing. Is some other branch and I'm not authorized to do it. I'm just trying to show you how does it work. So once, whenever there is a change in the office bearers, it is a responsibility of outgoing chair and outgoing counselor or the current counselor to ensure that the details of new chair, new counselor and other volunteers are updated here. So access of this page is to the chair, to the counselor and secretary and treasurer. So these 4 persons have the access of this page. Other volunteers will not have access of this page. So only these 4 people can edit this page. The vice chair and webmaster and other volunteers will not have the access. So they cannot modify this detail, but these 4 volunteers can. So it becomes their responsibility to do. And what is the requirement of it? So now if IEEE headquarter wants to know who is the chair, they simply can open your web record date and you can check. At the same time, someone might be appointed as a chair, and at the end of year he will say that, okay, he or she will say that, sir, I have been the chair and give me the certificate and other things. But IEEE doesn't know that you were a chair because your details were never entered. So in IEEE record, you were never the chair of branch. You cannot get the certificate. But if you have been the chair, you can simply go to your IEEE Collaborative page and certificate is there. So those those people who are chair, secretary or treasurer, you can visit your IEEE Collaborative page and you will find that your certificates are there. If certificates are not there, if for certain positions when certificate is not there, it is written on your Collaborative profile that you have been on this position, and that works as a record. But if it is not reported here, it goes nowhere in any record, and you might have been a chair, but IEEE doesn't recognize that, because IEEE recognizes whatever has been reported on vTool. So that's why it is mandatory to update this page whenever there is a change in executive committee.
So can we download those certificate from Collab.Tech?
I will just try to show if my page is working. Okay, so if I have done that. I will just try to show if that is right now going on or not. Okay.
Yes, sir, it is there. I have checked last day.
Okay, so that's good. So if any branch, any would like to volunteer? Any other branch?
Hello.
Sir,
yeah.
I think we can summarize now.
Yeah, I will just check one more branch and then I think it is crossed.
Sir, STB 05571.
05571. Yeah. So here again we can see the details, and this branch is properly updated. So each office bearer the chair, counselor, secretary and treasurer whether you are chair of the branch or chair of the chapter or chair of affinity group, please go on IEEE vTool page, go on this page and see if the details are available or not. And if you are not able to log in, if the chair is not able to log in, that means his records are not updated. Then they need to reach out their advisor, their counselor, their past chair to check it and upload it.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, just give me a second.
Sir,
let me finish it and then we can go for questions. Please hold on your questions. Let me finish this. Okay, so let me see if there is anything else. So there is another thing, IEEE voting. So the branches which like to have a democratic process for selection of chair and volunteers, they can use this tool. You can go on IEEE voting. You can create the, like section used to have voting, like the headquarter used to have voting. Similarly, you can create a ballot for your branch and fill the details and have a voting for your members for the next office bearers. And then, yeah, then there are some other options. And I also can see there are few options that I also don't know that are new thing, like I never use the survey access request form. This is something new. Like that, there is option for IEEE vTool Extreme. So I recommend that volunteers to go and explore this. And if you don't understand how to use it, simply go on tutorials, and there are step-by-step PDFs. So like here, if you can see what are the tools and how to use it, you can simply try that and learn it. vTool tutorials, other tutorials, and everything. So yeah, with that, I think vTool is done. There are some questions. I mean, there are IEEE analytics is one link that we need to discuss in detail, and that we'll have in a separate session. Yeah, please go ahead. Now I'm open for questions also, and please go ahead with the questions.
Good morning, sir. Sir, my name is Ankit Yadav from REC Sonbhadra. Yeah. Sir, I have a doubt that how much time it takes for an affinity group to be approved after petition.
There is no, I mean, there must be some timeline, but I am not aware of that timeline. So I am not the right person to answer that. But it usually happens probably in 1 to 3 months. Prabhakar sir, can you confirm that? Because I'm out of touch with that process now.
Yeah, that's how I think usually it takes 1 month.
Yeah.
Is there any problem in renewal, approval of your affinity group? Have you applied?
Yes, sir. Actually, we had applied for the Women's in Engineering on 18th March, but it is still not approved from the section.
18th March.
That is very new.
It is very less time, I think. And Dr. Asmita ma'am, are you there? I think today she is not there. Dr. Asmita ma'am is chairperson of the Y Affinity group. I think first you can contact to her. If you or you can share a just a WhatsApp message, I will help.
One thing I
think for 1 month you wait and then you can approach.
One thing I like to clarify here, I mean, just not clarify, just inform everyone. So what happens that anyone is eligible and free to apply for put the nomination. So in that way, sometime what happens that section might get that lot of applications there, but it doesn't approve it because we are not sure that whether it is a genuine or not. So if you have applied, inform the relative authorities like a WI chair and that, ma'am, I have applied for it, please look into it. So they will process it.
Okay, sir.
Because what happens that sometimes I have seen that random people are filling the nomination petition form and that is going to the section chair. Now section chair and the vice chair, they might not know what is happening. So for that, if you just simply put a mail informing them, so they will take that as a priority. Unless otherwise, when they will have the time and they will see the mail, they will cross check and update it. So yeah, 1 month is usual timeline, but if you want to things a bit fast forward, just simply ping them.
Okay, sir.
Any other question? So I recommend all volunteers to check this page, IEEE. Okay, let me open in a separate. IEEE. Whether you are, if you are IEEE member, you should check this page. There are a lot of things. This is kind of Facebook of IEEE, social media of IEEE.
Collab Tech.
Collaborative Tech.
Sure, sir.
I'm not sure my login is working or not because I haven't logged in for a long time. Yeah, it worked. So you can see all the details. And then there is some career assembly section hub and other details you can see. And there I have to just find a bit because I haven't used it in some long time. But all the certificates and everything is there. Yeah, here you can see the certificate part. Okay, somehow my membership is still stuck, so this is not active, but you can simply click on certificate membership volunteer and you can find it. And okay, I will try to see if search is active. So then you can use that. Professor Prabhakar sir, I'm opening your IEEE Collaborative with your kind permission.
Yeah, sure. But I think I don't remember my password.
It should be the same you have provided me.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
I will just try to see. I'm just trying to copy paste. So the details here are basically linked with the IEEE vTool, IEEE profile. So whatever detail you have uploaded on IEEE profile, that is transferred here. Okay, so sir has not created his profile, so it is showing like this. I will just try to create it. I'm selecting some random details. You can update this later on.
Yeah.
I will just select one.
You can select a power system related, then standards, then some education.
So I have right now machine.
Yeah, please.
So profile is created. Now if we see that, we can see that the certificate option is there. And if we go on that, all the certificates option is available here, like membership card, milestone thing, education society membership, other, and all the certificate positions, whatever current position are there and past position, they all are recorded here. And for that certificate is there. So like that, for if you are a chair or a counselor or anything, you hold any position on IEEE and that is reported on vTool, then your certificate is available here. You can simply click and download it.
Even some activity.
Yes, sir.
Oh, great.
Sir, you were the chair of conference activities. So for that, this certificate is there.
Oh, great.
Like if you can see a certificate for the conference activity chair. Whatever position reported on vTool, for that certificate is there.
Oh.
So that's why I recommend each and every volunteer. And if volunteers, if you are think that you are a chair or a advisor or a chair, treasurer, secretary, any position you hold, and you are not sure that details are uploaded on vTool, simply open your IEEE Collaborative. Go on certificate page, and you will find the details. If you have been added to the page, the details certificate will be there. Now see, the sir is chair of student activity MT for 2024 to 2025, and for that, this is already active.
It's great facility. I really did not know. I was missing.
Yes, sir. It's really great.
Oh my God.
And one more thing I recommend for students. These are the things as a record, but one very important thing is available here for the students. You can connect with anyone across the globe on this Collaboratech. And see, like on Facebook or Instagram and other social media platform, you can connect to anybody, but you don't know what the person is really, what is his credibility. But on Collaboratech, you are sure that the person is IEEE member. So that IEEE credibility is there. And then if you see that there are, like if you go on Connect and there are members and authors you can connect with, there are a lot of groups like communities here. So you can add some communities. Like if there are a lot of communities here and you can simply search it and work, you can add those communities, you can reach out to experts, and you might be looking for some internship, international internship, or you might be looking for master. Right now you are doing graduation and you are looking for masters in some international university. You can reach out the people through this platform. Many times we are confused at whom to mail, whom to send, how to connect. You can use this portal. If you are doing master, you are trying to reach out someone for PhD, of course LinkedIn and other things are there, but you can reach out through this platform as well. And I know few volunteers who got selected based on that. So like a lot of communication pages, communities are available there. Based on your interest, join a particular committee. You can be part of discussion group or something. Like here you can say join committee option.
So for students, it is very useful. I think then it gives the international reach.
So here you can see the Career Connect India page is there. You can connect with that. Career Connect USA page is there. Chicago USA page. Other things are like cloud computing page is there. So once you are in cloud computing page, eventually you will interact with some senior professor. And if your interaction goes good, you can request professor for some internship, 1 month, 2 month internship.
Great.
Or if you are looking for master, you can. Of course, nothing can give you 100% guarantee, but each and everything opens a gate, and that gate can take you to somewhere you don't know about at all. So I recommend volunteers to explore this IEEE Collaboratech and use it. So,
great.
Yeah. Any other questions we can take? Please feel free.
I think people.
I got over. Yeah, I have taken already 2 hours.
Yeah, they are not expecting for such a long session, but really it was wonderful. I really thank you very much, Dr. Ankit.
Pleasure is mine, sir. Whenever I volunteer for IEEE, it basically kind of gives a restart to me also. So since today morning I was feeling bored and haven't done anything, but now I'm feeling thankful that okay, I have done something. So it makes my day also.
Great.
Sir, you make so many others days also, because I was in Collaboratech from since long time, but I was not aware actually all about this. So truly, thank you for having this detailed, informative session. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. And one more thing, it just came to my mind, so I should tell you. So of course, I don't remember the exact options, but there are some options. Like those people who are involved in paper writing and they use Overleaf. So with IEEE, you can get a premium membership of Overleaf. So if you have a membership of IEEE, you simply need to connect your Overleaf with your IEEE profile, and you will have a premium membership.
Oh, great, sir. I will truly explore it today itself, because every day I just used to get only mails for some sessions or some activities only, but not at that level.
Yeah, option is on the Collaborate page, tech page only. I have added my Overleaf profile with IEEE, and I got a premium access. But right now I don't remember where it was, but it is somewhere here. Maybe in this.
No, I have opened, as you said, I have opened my this page also. So I'm seeing and connecting side by side as you were giving your demo this time. So thank you so much, sir. It is very vast.
Thank you, my pleasure is mine. Sir, you were saying something. I'm done.
Yeah. So just to say thank you to you. So now Ajit and Ujjwal, over to you.
Yes, sir. Ankit, sir, I have one request from you. Actually, I have recorded these sessions, and this session was also recorded. I just wanted to get a request from you whether you can upload it on a YouTube channel. I can provide you the video, or we can upload it on a channel that we have created for this.
Please go ahead, upload it and send a copy to me also, so I can upload on my page.
Very good. So,
Okay,
so now Ankit, you have the permission.
Thank you, sir.
Now you can go ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
In fact, you can share it in this group as well. Those who have missed their some crucial members of their branch, they can share this lecture with them and for their benefit. If it is permitted by Dr. Ankit ji.
Sir, I am open. Okay, with sir.
Yeah,
it is IEEE knowledge, and it is for each and everyone. I am no one to control it.
So, no, but it is your property, and your thanks to be very kind to give this permission. So thank you very much. I like to convey my sincere thanks from IEEE UP section to every member. Today I could see that strength was more than 1.5 times as compared to other lectures. So this lecture was very crucial, and next lecture is equally crucial for the networking and other informations. So I expect to see all of you on the next Sunday, same date, and that is the last lecture of this series. So again,
So sorry, sir, but I will call you regarding this. I have some urgency, so maybe we need to postpone the other next session for probably 1 week.
Okay. So if it is so, we can shift it some other Sunday, or some on Sunday if timing can be changed. If you are available,
I will talk to you. I will talk to you, and then we can decide on that.
Right. Thank you. So thank you all the faculty, advisors, and counselors, and branch chair and other members to attend this event. Now I request everyone to open their video and request Ajit and Ujjwal to take some photo. Click some photo. Everyone, please open your camera.